Now let us take a look at this question. Now given that y equals x, open bracket, x plus 1, close bracket, all raised to the power of 2. Now calculate the maximum value of y. Now let us take note of this, that in turning point, now when you have, now at this point is the maximum and at this point is the minimum. Now let us take note that dy dx at this point equals 0, which means at turning point dy change in y all over change in x equals what? 0. And take note also that the second order, that dy squared of y, the x raised to the power of 2 here is less than 0, which is at the maximum. Then at the minimum here, now the square y all over the x square is greater than 0. Okay, all right. Now we'll be using this as a tool to solve the question. Now let us now go. Now at this point here you have y equals x into x plus 1 all raised to the power of 2. Now first of all, let us expand this. So this will give us x then into x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, because when you expand x plus 2 to give us this expression here, so when we open the bracket we end up having that y here will now be x cubed, because x times square here, the x square, then plus 2x square, then plus x. Alright, so at this point now, let us find the derivative of y with respect to x. So which implies here that dy all over dx will give us now 3x raised to the power of 2, now plus 4x raised to the power of 1, then plus what? 1. And this is according to the rule that if you have that y equals x raised to the power of n, then dy all over dx will give us n, then x raised to the power of n minus 1. Now this is the rule I apply to differentiate here. Now take note, now at turning point here we are told that dy dx equals 0. So it implies that the whole equation here becomes 0. So here we have 3x raised to the power of 2 plus 4x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, now let us factorize to find the value of x. So at this point here you have plus 3x squared. Okay, so what will multiply to give you 3x squared and you add to give you 4x, and those two factors will be 3x and x. Alright, so replace 4x with the sum of 3x and x. So here you have 3x squared then plus 3x plus x plus 1 all equals to 0. Now let us collate. So what is the factor in this bracket here? So here we have 3x, which is a factor. When you factor that out you have x, okay, then plus 1, then plus 1 into x plus 1 equals 0. So at the end of the day you have 3x plus 1 equals 0 and x plus 1 equals 0. So at this point here for this equation here, x will then give us negative 1 all over 3, and at this point here x will give us negative 1. Okay, so now at that point also, now let us now differentiate this function here to the second degree, and by that it implies the square y all over the x square. So to this point here we have 6x then plus 4. Okay, so and at this point now we have to plug in the needed values. So here we have that for x, when x is negative 1 over 3 here, so here we have 6 into 1 all over 3 then plus 4. 3 here 1, 3 here 2, so we're left with negative 2 plus 4, which is what? 2. Okay, so when x is negative 1 over 3, the square y all over the x square is 2. All right, and when x is negative, so here you have this is the square y all over the x square. They will then give us 6 negative 1 then plus 4, now which will give us negative 6 plus 4, that will give us negative 2. Alright, now take note of this, that at maximum the square y all over the x square is less than 0. Okay, and out of these two solutions we can see here that negative 2 is less than 0, which means y, that means when x is negative 1. So we now plug in this value. Here you have that y equals negative 1 into negative 1 plus 1, or about 2. So here you have y equals negative 1, 0. So at the end of the day, that y equals what? 0. So it means the maximum value of y is at what? 0. Alright, B is the final answer. Thank you and God bless you.